Hi everyone, hope you guys are all having a great weekend. Today I am going to do just a quick currently reading video. I didn't make a video last weekend. At the end of January we got a phone call that my father-in-law passed away, and so we have spent quite a bit of time back in New York visiting my husband's family and just spending some time with them. I got back in the middle of this week and David is getting back today. So I just wanted to take some time to make a video today because I know that I have been way too busy doing other important things, and I'm going to be busy after tomorrow as well, so I wanted to make a quick video about what I am currently reading. So while I was traveling back to New York, I did finish The Road by Cormac McCarthy, for better or worse, and I have a lot of opinions on this story, as I'm sure you're not surprised about. And I do want to say I really enjoyed watching other people's videos about this book, and it definitely helped spur my reading on as I was struggling through it, sort of, because there's a lot that I like in this book, but the style is really quite difficult for me. And so I really enjoyed watching Adriana Dalton at Stripped Cover Lit, Steve Donahue's videos, the sort of protest videos by Jason at Old Blues Chapter and Verse, Kelly as well at Books I'm Not Reading, and Lucas with Totally Pretentious. I especially loved his review of The Road. I just thought they were all great. A thoroughly entertaining reading experience for me because everybody else was so involved in it. And, you know, they can't agree on anything. So I really enjoyed the reading experience, and I will do a full review of this book soon. The next book I started after I finished The Road, I was still on the plane, so, you know, you've got to start another book, is I started this book called Boundaries, which is by Henry Cloud and John Townsend. This is a book about boundaries that my church is going through, and we don't normally read the books that our church is studying for various reasons. I sometimes worry that, you know, they won't actually be that good, and then other times David is pretty stubborn about being told what to read. He just won't do it. So, like, we're not going to spend the money on a book that neither of us are going to read. But through listening to what other people are saying about the book and through conversations I've had with my friends, I've realized that this is a book that I am actually interested in, and it's about how to set healthy boundaries with other people, why you should do it, and what it looks like practically, which is important for me because while I'm listening to my friends and talking about what it means to set good boundaries with other people, I'm constantly asking, well, what does that look like? What does that look like in real life? How can I apply this? And then they just come back at me, well, with Madison, read the book because they talk about it in there. So I bought the book. And about 50 pages in, it's very interesting and helpful so far, and I hope to finish it this month. And it will be my first nonfiction read of the year, so I am not doing great on my nonfiction goal. However, the next book on my list is also nonfiction. I'm about 50 pages into On Reading Well by Karen Swallow Prior, who is a professor at the school that David and I went to, Liberty University. This is a literary criticism book where she considers what virtue is and then applies the concept of virtue to literary criticism, which is nothing new. And it's an interesting it's interesting to consider books from this way because when we read, our brains, our neural pathways are actually changing. And then, you know, I've known about that obviously for a long time. One of my favorite things to study is dyslexia and what happens to your brain when you read, and then to hear it talked about from a perspective of virtue and just her absolute love for all things books is very interesting. And her perspective here is read widely, read these amazing books of literature, even when they don't have your same worldview and what that says about virtue. And so she takes really important books like The Great Gatsby and The Road, and another one that I'm going to talk about here in a minute, And she basically says, what do these books model for us when it comes to virtue? And I'm finding it very interesting and entertaining. However, each chapter is on a specific book, so this is going to take me a while to read because I don't want to read the chapter if I haven't read the book yet. So I have read The Road, now I can go and read the chapter on the road, and I believe that the virtue she pairs with it is hope, so I'm sure that people have something to say about that. So do I. So anyway, the next book that I'm in the middle of is Silence. I'm going to say his name wrong, by Shusaku Endo. This is a historical fiction book about priests who go to Japan in the 15 and 1600s. They are originally accepted, and then the government changes and they are persecuted, and one of the priests recants his faith. And so these other priests go and sort of investigate and want to figure out what happened. It is talked about in On Reading Well. My husband just read it. We found out about it, I don't know, a couple of months ago, and we asked for it for Christmas. So he got it. He read it and said that it was a really excellent book and that it brought up a lot of really important questions regarding Christianity, and that I would like it. And so I'm excited to read it and talk to him about it after I'm all done with it. And then finally, well, not finally, I am reading a book for the BookTube Prize. I'm in the middle of my second read for the BookTube Prize. I can't say that I'm enjoying it more than the first book I read, but I'm enjoying the process of participating. And so finally, for real this time, I need some happiness in my reading life right now and some peace just in my personal life. So I am going to read the next book in the Betsy-Tacy series, which is Betsy and Tacy Go Over the Big Hill. I did finish the first two in the Betsy-Tacy series. I do want to do a video on that series because I've fallen in love, guys. It's pretty wonderful. And I'm excited to read the next book because, like I said, I need some happiness in my life, and this book is definitely a way to get there. So let me know what you guys are reading. Let me know what you've been up to the past couple of weeks, and I hope you all have an excellent day. Thanks. Bye.